I wouldn't ever ignore it. I would tell you if I couldn't complete it for whatever reason. Now is an excellent time to remind you, I do have a Twitter account, so if you like this kind of content, you should follow me there to catch future stream announcements. And follow the channel if you haven't yet, because we need your support. I'm trying to get this thing big enough. I'd love to be able to do this full time eventually, but I don't know if I'll ever get there. Well, we technically have a cantrip, Jace, that we can cast. Well, subs are always welcome, but it's, you know, it's not expected. I think we're going to keep this hand. Oh, ouch. That shoulder pop hurt. Like, there's way worse hands this deck can produce, so I'm going to keep this one. And hopefully between Jace and this cantrip, we might get somewhere. If we're against Burn, we've got actually quite a lot of anti-aggro stuff in hand. It's probably our worst nightmare at this point. Oh, we drew Battle of Wits. So play Colonnade, pass the turn. Pray we trot an untapped land. Alright. It's not turn 3 Tron. So we untap. We draw Timely Reinforcements. This is probably the least timely reinforcements I've ever drawn. Yeah, why Tron? Exactly. So opponent cracks Chromatic Sphere for green, gets a Sylvan Scrying, and off of Sylvan Scrying finds an Urza's Mine. Plays the Mine. We untap. We draw a Mana Leak. Now, do we try and Mana Leak Tron? Or do we try and play Jace? I think we gotta go for the high upside here. I think we gotta hope our opponent needs to crack map. You sure you should be drinking? You're looking a little pale. It's probably just the lighting. It is a better camera. Alright, opponent cracks map. Gets a power plant. Also, welcome to the stream, Oz. Glad to have you back on the bi-weekly Puntathon. And opponent does not have... Alright. So we're going to play Windswept Heath and pass the turn. And hopefully we've got this covered between Queller and Mana Leak here. I doubt it, but one can hope. We currently have 8 mana, 9 mana. No, not sick anymore. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Opponent stacks the triggers incorrectly. So we let him sack Sanctum. They get another Ulamog. Well, we tap 2 and counter this one. They still get to exile, though, which is quite disheartening. So we're going to crack Windswept Heath, go and get a Hollowed Fountain. Actually, a Prairie Stream. And activate Jace. We will discard Terminus. Untap. Hey, Mash Malovsky! Thank you for following the stream and supporting us. You're a wonderful human being, and I appreciate the support. We will play a detection tower and weep softly as our opponent is probably going to Ulamog us again. How's it going? Welcome to the chat. Well, here comes Ulamog 2, Electric Boogaloo. Time to concede. Never give up. Never surrender. Oh, we have a bunch of creature removal in this deck. But probably not going to be relevant. So if there's 5 or more cards, then you exile him and return him... Okay. So we loot. There's a plains. That's what we wanted to see. We wanted to see a plains. We're going to pitch Spell Queller. Now we just need to draw a path. Depose. Oust works too, sort of. Condemn works. Fumigate does not. Okay. So opponent takes our only lands again. We untap. We draw an island. We'll loot with Jace. Draw a Flooded Strand. So we're going to pitch Timely Reinforcements. We're going to plus on Ulamog. And then we're going to play Flooded Strand. Pass the turn. If our opponent casts like anything else, though, we're totally boned. Alright, opponent. Gets in for 8 at us, does not care about the Planeswalker. We exile 20 cards. In it was 1 path. There's a Karn. Hey, Phoenix! Thanks for the subscription! Much appreciated, sir. Opponent exiles Jace. You're a wonderful human being, Phoenix. Apparently that notification is broken. I'm going to have to fix that notification. So opponent plays a Ghost Quarter. So we crack Flooded Strand. We get a Hallowed Fountain. Tapped. Untap. We draw a Ghost Quarter. A million turns too late, we draw a Ghost Quarter. And we can Snapcaster to block, sort of. But I think it's GG now. We'll go to game 2. Versus Tron. Let's bring in Stony Silence. And do we have anything worth Trinket Maging for against Tron? Not really. Fumigate doesn't do anything to Ulamog. Speaking of, we'll cut a few of those specifically because they've displeased us. All right, we'll play first. All right, versus Tron. This is actually sort of reasonable. Chalice on 1 stops all the baubles, stirrings, and map. Provided they don't start map. I'm actually going to keep this. So play a Prairie Stream, pass the turn. Opponent plays a mine. There's the map. They always got the map. Reasonable means we have Battle of Wits in hand? Not necessarily. So let's shut off all of our Path to Exiles in the vain hope this disrupts our opponent. Not in the slightest. We draw a Sunken Hollow, play a Sunken Hollow. That's like dick in hand, but more appropriate to show off. Which quote, Oz? The, let's shut off all our Path to Exiles in the vain hope this disrupts our opponent. Alright, Tron for our opponent. Cool. I'll make a note of that really fast. Because I don't know the command off at the top of my head. Oh god. We've got nothing to play. I will make sure to add that to the list of quotes. Opponent plays a Sanctum of Ugin, but has nothing else. We draw a Thought Scour that we can use to build Threshold. Read that we can discard. I mean, they could have a handful like Baubles and Nature's Claims. That's 9 mana. Sylvan Scrying. Do we negate Sylvan Scrying? In case they need the 10th mana for Ulamog? Yeah, I'm gonna negate this. That might just be super bad, but on the off chance our opponent desperately needs the 10th mana for an Ulamog, that's what we gotta do. Okay, let's throw a Thought Scour into the grave. We draw a Mission Briefing. Well, we can use Mission Briefing to manipulate our top deck. Well, there's a Karn. Wormcoil, huh? Opponent. Hopefully Moto forgets the trigger. Nah. Doing that in paper is called angle shooting and is bad. Oh, opponent's gonna help us out. Takes mercy on our soul. They did have a bunch of baubles in hand. How interesting. Opponent casts an Ancient Stirrings. For another Karn. Of course, of course. Ancient Stirrings again. Well, that's just plain unfortunate. Ugin. Well then. I mean, like, drawing a Ghost Quarter would be really cool. I don't think we can keep either of those cards. Throw those in the grave. Hit a Thought Scour. Thought Scour ourself. Get a Detention Sphere. Untap. Draw Nimble Obstructionist. Oh. So this is good. They're going to minus Karn to hit a land, because they have another one in hand. So when they do, we stifle the trigger, surgical the Karn, and take the Karn right out of their hand. It's genius! Surgical Karn. He has 2 Karns in hand? Well then. So he's got an Ugin and a Worm Coil. The Worm Coil is not really a problem. The Ugin we can Detention Sphere. We draw a card here. We got a Gifts. Gifts is good. When it plays a Sphere, we know they're holding a Worm Coil and an Ugin. There's the Ugin. Shoots us. We untap. Oh man, now we gotta go for the Gifts. We have got to go for the Gifts. Kind of hoping we draw a land, by the way. Opponent plays the Worm Coil, the other card we knew about. Shoots us again. We need to draw a white land off the top, in addition to gifting our opponent here. So we end step Gifts, we get Unburial Rites and Terastodon. I think, because we don't have any like planar cleansing effects, because I keep forgetting to put them in the deck. Cool. Opponent puts those in the grave. We untap. We draw Port Town, which is a white land like I asked for, but not an untapped one. So we play Port Town tapped. Reanimate Terastodon. Okay, we gotta blow up 3 permanents. The first one's easy, it's Ugin. The second one should probably be a Tron land. I think they might have another tower in hand, so I'm going to go for the power plant. Now the third one, if it's another permanent of theirs, doesn't matter how we block, we die. So we have to blow up one of our own permanents. So we're going to blow up an island, which feels pretty bad. But it's what we got to do to stay alive. Ouch. Use Terastodon's ability, please. So now we have some blockers. Now we just need a snapcaster or a mission briefing for the surgical so we can hit the Tron land and maybe everything will be hunky-dory after all. Alright. Welcome, new viewers, to the stream. Good to have all of you today. Quite a few people here. So, throw an elephant under the bus, put the other bigger elephant in front of an elephant, get smacked with an elephant. Too many elephants. I need a Terastodon alt-arted as Dumbo in my life. Opponent uses the tower to play an expedition map. Do they crack map now for the last Tron land? I feel like they should. Because if they don't, that gives us a way to potentially win the game. Okay, cracks expedition map. Gets a power plant. Plays the power plant. Just not thought, not seer, please. Please no. Please no. Alright, it's an Oblivion Stone. Which, while bad, could be a lot worse. So we untap. We draw Fairy Conclave. We play Fairy Conclave. We oust Wormcoil. We Detention Sphere Oblivion Stone. Yeah. Dead Sphere Oblivion Stone. And I think we just hit our opponent for 9. Depending on what our opponent plays here, and whether or not we draw a land, we might just be playing Battle of Wits for the win. Opponent gets in for 3, takes us to 6. Opponent recasts the Wormcoil engine. This is going to be an interesting one. Opponent plays another power plant. No problem. Sylvan Scrying. We only have one card left in hand. We can't draw any cards. We might just be slamming Battle of Wits and praying. That might be the most direct route to victory here, actually. A little nerve-wracking, but might be what we gotta do. Slam and pray, my kind of strategy. On an unrelated note, Oz, do you have a bunch of children? Opponent's taking a while to do the tutoring thing. We are completely dead to Ugin or Ulamog. As long as our opponent doesn't have an Ugin or an Ulamog, we are not completely dead. If they draw an O-Stone, we are kind of sort of dead. But not necessarily totally dead. There's a distinction. Did our opponent disconnect? Okay, they found an Urza's Mine. They did actually disconnect. I didn't see the notification. Opponent says, Moto totally crashed. Okay, we untap. We draw a Fairy Conclave. Play a Fairy Conclave. Play Battle of Wits. F6. 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 Your move, opponent. Can you beat a drunk idiot in a Battle of Wits? That doesn't sound like Moto, right? That it crashed or that it's quality programming? Alright, opponent gets in, gets in. There's an epic confrontation between a worm and an elephant. We go to 3. It's a feature. O-Stone! No! No, not O-Stone! Opponent cracks O-Stone, gets their O-Stone back. We got robbed! Ugh, we got totally robbed. We draw Glacial Fortress, play Glacial Fortress. So we're going to pass, and we're going to flash Torrential Gear Hulk at their end step. Either hitting Negate or hitting Gifts Ungiven. Or I guess in this instance, Path to Exile. So float mana. When it exiles our lands. Lands and Ulamog. We probably still hit gifts, I think. Right? That's our only way to like recoup card advantage. This is where playing Battle of Wits gets really tricky. So, let's just hit Path. This is almost certainly wrong, but I don't want to do the brain. Can't do the brain power at the moment. There's probably like some really cool strategy where you gifts for Path, Condemn, but like none of them end up with like you having a card draw spell if you start picking up creature removal. Okay. Path Ulamog. I feel like our opponent is almost out of threats. They probably got some Ugins and maybe a Wormcoil or two left, but and I know they have one more Ulamog, but hopefully not in their hand. We untap. We draw Hieroglyphic Illumination. That's actually somewhat decent. Get in for 5, take our opponent to 21. Pass the turn. Opponent plays Chromatic Sphere. Cracks it for green. Plays Relic of Progenitus. Cracks Relic. Still has a load of mana. Come on, opponent. What do you got? What do you got? Nothing? You got nothing? Come on, Tron's always going to have something. Opponent's got nothing. So, fire off Hieroglyphic Illumination. We would like to get some hard counter spells. Those are lands. So we draw Windswept Heath. Okay, go to combat. Attack. Opponent takes it. So we're going to play a Port Town tapped and pass the turn. Sylvan Scrying for our opponent. Opponent gets another Urza's Tower. Plays another Oblivion Stone. Interesting. We untap. We draw Glacial Fortress. Well, go attacking. It's kind of awkward because opponent can Fate counter one with its own ability and then blow up the world with the other. But that actually seems pretty good. Alright, opponent blows up the world. So we play an island. And an Elspeth. We have to propagate some kind of threat to make our opponent have to want to pop the O-Stone. Plus Elspeth, pass the turn. Opponents plays an expedition map. Cracks the expedition map. Gets another Urza's Tower. Jeez. So many towers. We're not going to miracle that Terminus. We might need it. Play Glacial Fortress. Go to combat. Attack for 3. Opponent takes it, goes to 13. Plus Elspeth. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps, draws. If this ends with an Ugin bolt to the face, I'm going to be really sad. Because this game doesn't deserve to end so anticlimactically. I'd like to draw hard counterspell and life gain in that order. Opponent finds a Ghost Quarter. Opponent passes. We untap. There it is. Oh, we're going to win with Battle Wits. Theoretically. Just pop O-Stone already. Just do it. Blow up the world. Oh, he's doing it. Here it comes. Blows up the world. Go, Battle of Wits. For the second time this game. F6. Opponent Ghost Quarters themselves. Trying to thin their deck. They need a way to kill us or a way to answer Battle of Wits. Come on, come on. Chromatic Star. Cracks it for green. Draws a card. Chromatic Star. Draws again. Ancient Stirrings. Oh no, what do they reveal? Chromatic Sphere. They're really digging hard. Only have 19 cards left in their deck. Chromatic Sphere. Cracks again. Oh, it's an Ugin. It's an Ugin! Why is it an Ugin? Oh. And rather than kill us, they go for the rubbins. Debt Sphere. Come on, Debt Sphere. Jace. Alright. So play Jace. We need to brainstorm for an answer or a way to gain life. Come on. Oh, life gain, please. Life gain! Awesome. Put back Gear Hulk. No. Terminus and then Gear Hulk. Play Windswept Heath. Pass the turn. So we're doing it this way so they try and shoot our face with Ugin rather than Jace. So we get another activation out of Jace. Okay. They attempt to do 3 damage to us. We Depose Deploy, a card I'd never played in any other deck in Modern, to get 2 Thopters and gain 2 life. Opponent shoots us to 2. Expedition map from our opponent. Alright, they're passing. We untap. We draw Gear Hulk. So we know Terminus is on top of our deck. So we brainstorm. We put back Terminus, or Thought Scour and Terminus. We Debt Sphere Ugin. Oh my gosh. Get in for 2. It's a legendary game. We lost game 1. This is game 2, and our opponent has 3 minutes left on this clock. They have decided this is the hill they die on. Alright, Cantrip Artifact. Draws with it. 15 cards left in his deck. This game is insane. Mash Milovsky, it's absolutely nuts. They play an Urza's Mine. Okay. We crack for a Plains. Flash in a Gear Hulk. And Depose Deploy. Cast deploy, gain 5 life. Untap. Draw Azor's Gateway. Fate Seal our opponent. Put O-Stone on the bottom. Attack for 10. They're at 11. Play Azor's Gateway. Pass the turn. Oh my god. Oh, I think we've won. I don't think they can kill us now. Opponent cracks Expedition Map, wants to shuffle their deck. Gets the last tower. Yeah, because Ugin won't even do it. These are colorless. It has to be O-Stone. And we just shuffled that to the... Or we put it on the bottom and they just shuffled. Did they draw it? Did we get them? Here comes the Ulamog. Oh, but several turns too late. And we just barely eked it out. But I think we got him. Opponent hits Debt Sphere and Azor's Gateway. Well, we'll loot with Gateway. Have I sent him a selfie? No, I have not. Put Hieroglyphic Illuminations under Gateway, which is getting exiled. Opponent can have their Ugin back. Lands Ulamog. They could shoot us, play Ugin, and attempt to shoot us, but our last card is Revelation. X6. Sure. But the Thopters are colorless. The one upside over timely reinforcements. And just for the rub-ins, let's go ahead and Sphinxes. Untap. And we'll just put our opponent out. Attack our opponent. And we made it. Opponent only has a minute on the clock to win game 3, so we should have locked this one up. Oh boy! If you're watching and you haven't followed the stream yet, you should totally follow the stream if you enjoy stuff like this, because this kind of crap happens on a regular basis. Not incredibly often, but on a regular basis. Double search for Iskanta is going to make keeping this worth it, I think. So opponent plays a power plant and a map. We untap, draw land. Maybe not that particular epic moment, but crazy stuff happens every stream. Play a Plains, play search for Iskanta. Opponent's going to have the natural Tron, by the way. Get an Urza's Tower. Plays the tower. Plays a Worm Coil. Okay, we untap. Search for Iskanta. Mill Thought Scour. We draw Unburial Rites. Well, Declaration in stone. Opponent gets a clue. plays a Karn, but only has 4 seconds left on the clock. Takes Hallowed Fountain in their last act of defiance. We get there. Alright, Joe West. There's your Battle of Wits game. Just like every stream. Always gotta do one for Joe West.